Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
In this video tutorial, I want to show you how to crochet a flower similar to this, but in different colors. So the different colors will be used for different petals. I have 4 tiers of petals, so I want to do all 4 tiers in a different color. I'm gonna now show you how to do this, but once you have your order, I want my yellow one to be in the center, this one, then light pink, then light purple, and then the vibrant pink, the last one. And I'm gonna start with actually the last color because the bottom part will all be done in one go. So I'm gonna leave this here just for you to see, and I'm gonna start with the color that I want my final petals to be. So I'm gonna start with a magic ring, a single crochet, a chain one. Where is my head now? I'm gonna start with a magic ring, with a slip stitch and a chain one. Now in this one I'm gonna do 6 single crochets, so that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I'm gonna tighten up the magic ring and close the round up with the slip stitch. Now in this first row I didn't bother with tightening the slip stitch here, but I'm gonna be doing that in the next rounds. And also in the next rounds what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking the back loops only, not this round. So the second row is 6 increases, that means 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and I'm now on 4, 5, 6 is an increase, 7, 8 is an increase, 9, 10 is an increase, and the last one, 11, 12 is an increase. Now in the next row what I have to pay attention is, first when I'm gonna be joining it, I have to join it in the back loop only. Let's try get some focus on it. So in the back loop only I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the back loop only I'm gonna do a slip stitch, and I'm gonna pull this slip stitch really tight together. So the next row, row number 3, I'm gonna be doing in the back loops only. So I'm gonna do a chain 1 just to go up a bit, and I'm gonna pull this chain 1 tight. Now I'm gonna do a single crochet in the back stitch and an increase in the back stitch. I have to repeat that 6 times, so altogether I'm gonna have 18 stitches at the end. So a single crochet in the back stitch, an increase in the back stitch, a single crochet in the back stitch, an increase in the back stitch, a single crochet in the back stitch, an increase in the back stitch. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is a single crochet, 14, 15 an increase in the back stitch, 16 and 17, 18 is an increase. Now what I have to do is join it in the back loop again with the slip stitch, and I have to pull this slip stitch really tight together. Now the next row is again gonna be an increase stitch inside, where I'm gonna be doing a single crochet, an increase and a single crochet, and again the next row will be done in the back loops only. So chain 1, pull the chain 1 tight and do a single crochet in the back stitch. Now an increase in the back stitch, now a single crochet in the back stitch. single crochet, not an increase. Now I have to repeat that 6 times, so 1, a single crochet, an increase, and a single crochet. So that's 2 or 8. Now I'm 9, 10, 11 is an increase, 12 is a single crochet, 13 is a single crochet, 14, 15 is an increase, 16 is a single crochet, 17, 18, 19 is an increase, 20 is a single crochet, 21 is a single crochet, 22, 23 is an increase, and 24 is a single crochet. You can see the front loops here. You can see them. We're gonna be doing the petals in the front loops. Now what I have to do is again join it in the back stitch with a slip stitch. Okay, so now I have all 24 stitches done. Now I have to do the petals. So the first row of the petals is actually the last row, and that calls for chain 2, a double crochet, now 2 triple crochets in the next back stitch only. So that's 1, 2. Now I'm gonna do a chain 2 and a single crochet in the top of the second triple crochet. Now in the next triple crochet, the next 2 triple crochets go into the next back stitch. Now in the next stitch, in the next back stitch, a double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Now the first petal is done. Now I need 6 more. So I begin with the slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 triple crochets in the back loop only of the stitch, now chain 2 and a single crochet in the top of the triple crochet, another 2 triple crochets in the next back loop only of the next stitch, now a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Now 2 petals are done. Again, I'm working only in the back loops, 2 chains, a double crochet, 2 triple crochets, and the small picot with the chain of 2. I join it with the single crochet because it gives it more definition. Another 2 triple crochets in the next back stitch only, a double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch. A slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 triple crochets, chain 2, a single crochet on top of the triple crochet, 2 triple crochets, now a double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch, a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 triple crochets in the next back loop of the stitch only, chain 2, a single crochet on top of the triple crochet, 2 triple crochets in the back loop only, a double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch, a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 triple crochets, so that's 1, 2, chain 2, a single crochet, now 2 triple crochets, a double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Now I can cut the yarn, pull the yarn through and work the tail in. I'm actually gonna let it like this for now. I'm gonna then use my needle at the end. So now that the last row is done, I'm gonna start with attaching the next color, and where I wanna put the first stitch in is actually where the second triple crochet is done in the last row. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do a slip stitch, I'm gonna do a chain 2, now I'm gonna do a double crochet in the same stitch, now I'm gonna do 2 double crochets in the next stitch, now I'm gonna do chain 2 and a single crochet on top of the last double crochet just to make the small picot, a double crochet, another double crochet, another double crochet, and chain 2 and a slip stitch. So you can see that the next row is actually just in between the previous 2 petals. Now I have to repeat that 6 times. Slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, a single crochet on top of the last double crochet. Just make a picot. If you're doing your picots in any other way, you can use your way or you can use it as I'm doing it. There's no wrong or right at the moment here. If you want, you can also just skip those 2 chains, because what we'll do, it will just remove the small point at the end. Now I've done the second petal off to the third one with a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 double crochets, the picot, two double crochets, another double crochet, chain 2 and a slip stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, the picot, 2 double crochets, one more double crochet, chain 2, and a slip stitch, a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, chain 2, the picot, now the next stitch is a bit hidden here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, I need clusters of 4, so here's one and here's the second one. It's just when you're going from the front to the back, sometimes the stitches aren't as visible, so you just count it and you're gonna see it where you actually need to make a stitch. Now for the last 4, slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, single crochet or the picot, 2 double crochets, a double crochet, chain 2, and a slip stitch, and I can cut the yarn. I'm gonna pull it through. Now what I'm gonna actually just do is I'm just gonna get the end tail to the back, I'm actually gonna put both ends, the starting tail and the end tail, to the back side, so it won't bother me when I'm gonna be doing the next row. Okay, so this is now 2 rows done of petals, and I need 2 more. So the next one's gonna be the lighter pink. Here I'm gonna begin where actually it doesn't matter where you want to begin. I'm gonna go in where the second of the double crochet is made, so I'm gonna start with a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, and a slip stitch. Again, a slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, and a slip stitch. So here I am again where it's not as good as visible to do a slip stitch, so but I see that this is actually the missing front loop. It's not missing, it's there, but it's hidden away just a bit. So a slip stitch, a chain 2, a double crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, another double crochet in the next stitch, another double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, a double crochet, a double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch. And I can cut the yarn again. So again, I'm just gonna get the starting and end tails to the other side. Now this is 3 rows done. I have space here of the front loops for another go, but I'm actually thinking if I want to do the yellow, I'm actually gonna use this light pink one just to give it a bit, so it's all gonna be in a pinkish purplish way. So this is gonna be now the last row. I'm just gonna go into one stitch. I'm actually gonna do a slip stitch, a chain 2 and a slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch in the next stitch. There's the one that is hiding just a bit, a slip stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch, chain 2 and a slip stitch. Now you know why I've been doing in the first go only the back loops, so now I can use the front loops to attach the petals. So I'm just doing slip stitches and chains 2 in between, and I'm almost at the end. Now I can cut the yarn, pull it through, and also get rid of this end tail and the starting tail. Now once you will get rid of all the loose ends and once you will block the flower, it's gonna look pretty awesome. You can put a pearl or a button, nice pearly button in here, and you can have it as a jewelry, as an accessory to lighten up your perhaps a scarf or a jacket or a cardigan. So it is a bit bigger one because I was using a 3.5mm hook. With this one I was using a 3mm hook. With this one I was using a 1.75mm hook. And I just want to show you one more variant of this one, is where I was using only 2 different colors. So these go on the side. This one was the one that I made today. Don't forget, the pattern for this flower is in the link below in the description. Also, the written pattern is in the description, and you probably saw somewhere around here each row how it was done. So I hope you enjoyed the flower. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and until the next time I'm gonna say happy crafting!